Welcome to Ekascloud online courses. In today's video, we are going to discuss about how to define and refer variables in Terraform. In this topic, first I'm going to explain the introduction to Terraform variables. In Terraform, variables serve as placeholders for values that can be customized or reused across infrastructure configurations. They offer flexibility and adaptability. It allows you to parameterize your Terraform code and make it suitable for different environments, use cases, and deployment scenarios. Next, I'm going to explain what is defining a variable and how to define it. In this first, I'm going to explain about what is defining a variable. Defining a variable in Terraform involves declaring it within your configuration files to specify essential attributes such as name, type, and default value. Now I'm going to explain how to define a variable. To define a variable in Terraform, follow these steps. First one, create a variable file. Start by creating a new file to store your variables. Conventionally, this file is named variables.tf, but you can choose any name with a .tf extension. Second one, create variable block. The identifier within the variables file, use the variable block to define your variable. Each variable block includes name, it identifier used to reference the variables elsewhere in your Terraform code. Second one is type. It specifies the data type of the variable. For example, it may be string, number, list, or map to ensure proper validation and typecasting. And last one is default value, an optional field providing a fallback value if the variable is not explicitly defined during execution. Next, I'm going to show you the sample code to define a variable. Here you have to specify the variable keyword. After that, you have to give a reference name, description, type, followed by default IP address. Now I'm going to show you how to create this in Visual Studio Code. I'm opening my Visual Studio Code. Here, I'm going to create one new file named variable.tf. This file, I'm going to create a variable block. Select this. Inside this, I'm going to give a name as allo underscore IP. It's a reference name. You can give any name. Depends on your project. And then next, I'm going to give a description inside this braces. Select this description. And here I'm going to give value as IP address or CIDR block allowed to access. Next, I'm going to give type. Here I'm going to use string. And finally, I'm going to give a default. Here I'm going to use a 0.0.0.0/32 IP address. I'm going to saving this code. Next, I'm going back to my presentation. Next, I'm going to explain referring variables. This first, I'm going to explain what is referring to a variable, and then next, I'm going to explain how to refer a variable. Let's see what is referencing to a variable. Referencing to a variable in Terraform involves using its value within your configuration to make it dynamic and adaptable. Now let's see how to refer a variable. Here I have specified a sample code to refer the created variable by using var.allow_ip keyword. Before explaining this code, first I am going to explain how to refer a variable. To refer a variable in Terraform, use the var keyword followed by the variable name. This allows you to incorporate the variable's value dynamically into your resource configurations. Now I'm going to show you how to create this code in Visual Studio Code. You have to open Visual Studio Code. Here I'm going to open my EC2 instance. Here I'm going to show you how to refer the variables inside your EC2 instance file. Here I have some ingress block. Here I'm going to change a CIDR blocks. Instead of this, I'm going to use var keyword to refer the variable var.allow_ip. We have to change all ingress block to make use of the variable.tf file IP address. Totally I have 5 ingress block. First one is HTTP ingress and SSH ingress, RDP, FTP and HTTP ingress block. I allowed this IP address to all ingress block and I saved it. After changing this, before executing, I'm going to explain what are the advantages of using Terraform variables. Using variables in Terraform offers several advantages. First one is reusability. Parameters configurations with variables promotes code reuse across multiple resources or environments. Second one is flexibility. Variables allow for easy customization and adaptation to changing requirements without modifying the core infrastructure code. Third one is consistency. Centralizing configuration values in variables ensures uniformity across the infrastructure. It reduces errors and ensuring consistency in deployment. Fourth one is readability. Descriptive variable names enhance code readability and comprehension, making it easier for collaborators to understand the configuration logic. And last one is scalability. Variables facilitate scaling infrastructure by providing a straightforward mechanism to adjust settings as the deployment grows. Before going to the conclusion, I'm going to show you how to execute the changes code. Before that, I'm going to explain this CADR block. We have allowed variable dot allow underscore IP. It refers to the value of the variable named allow underscore IP. It dynamically injecting into the CADR underscore blocks attribute of the security group rule configuration. Now I'm going to show you how to execute this code to make use of the reference variable. Now I'm going to open my PowerShell. Windows PowerShell. Here first I'm going to log in into my directory. I'm going to apply the changes by using Terraform apply -auto -approve code. Now it is going to add 4 resources. One is S3 bucket, security group, and 2 AWS instance. It will take some time to create all these resources. After completing the resources, we can see the changes in our server. Now I'm going to show my current infrastructure. I don't have any instances. Once it completed, we can able to see the instances. Okay, now I'm going to refresh it. I have 2 running instances. One is Apache web server and second one is Linux web server. It is in the initializing state. If you open this, now I'm going to check the inbound rule IP address. It is changed to default IP address which we created in variable.tf file. The same ID it reflected here. If I change the IP address in variable.tf file, it will automatically reflect in your resources. Now I'm going to change it to 1.0.0.0/32. Save these changes. Now I'm going to apply the changes. Now it changed, modifying only one changes are made. It will not create all the resources. It will change only the necessary changes. Okay, now I'm going to check my resources. Here you have to check security inbound rule Now you can see the changes. It will change to 1.0.0/32. Conclusion. Defining and referring to a variable in Terraform is crucial for creating flexible, adaptable, and maintainable infrastructure configurations. By following best practices and leveraging variables effectively, you can enhance the scalability, readability, and consistency of your Terraform code. It leads to more robust and manageable infrastructure deployments. That's all about defining and referring variables. See you on next topic. Thank you.